You know, the whole point, may I be blunt, may I be honest, the whole point of having Bill Clinton speak at the Democrat convention last night was to make people forget Obama. I mean, if you want to get down to brass tacks, that's what Clinton's job was, to make people forget Obama and to forget these 4 years. This was an attempt to get the nostalgic juices flowing and have people think that Obama and the Democrat Party in the next 4 years are going to be what was 20 years ago with Bill Clinton. That's what last night was all about. But it ain't going to work. Nobody saw Clinton. I've got the TV numbers here. 0.9 on the 3 broadcast networks. The vast majority of the American people didn't hear Clinton's speech. I'm not going to play any of it on this program. People were watching other things, including the football game. Folks, the ratings mean something. When you have a 0.9, it not only means that people didn't watch, it means they didn't care to watch. And yet, you listen to Matthews or Carol Costello, or you'll hear Cokie Roberts coming up. Their whole world starts and ends with Bill Clinton, and they think that everybody else is as jazzed and juiced and as into Clinton as they are, and it's why they're irrational, and it's why they're out of touch with this country. It's why they're always shocked in most cases after elections. Bill Clinton's from the last century. This convention's theme is forward. War on women. Bill Clinton. I'm telling you, they have no clue how this is really seen, but nobody saw Clinton's speech. And I'm going to go even further. We talk about these conventions and these speeches, and the way I do it is for the fun of it, in the moment. The fact is, on Election Day, do you think Clinton's going to matter? On Election Day, do you think Bill Clinton or anything he said last night is going to matter? Obama's speech tonight will not matter. The public is already familiar with both of these guys. The public knows Clinton in more ways than they can count and wish to. And they're tired of him. And I believe the country's tired of Obama. In fact, the Politico has a story today, the not-so-great communicator. It's not just Carol Costello who's worried about Obama's speech tonight because he doesn't do as well indoors. The Politico has a story here that they actually say Obama hasn't given a good speech since he was elected. They spend too much time figuring out what to put on the teleprompter instead of how to govern, make decisions. They're all for show. When they get into a trouble spot, it's, let's go make a speech. Which is why I say on this program, speeches don't create jobs, speeches don't feed a hungry child or whatever. But their solution to everything is a speech. As this convention illustrates, everything, the solution to everything is a speech. It ain't going to matter on Election Day or the day before. People aren't going to remember. People know Obama. They're tired of him. Politico says speeches are tired and worn out. They haven't had a good one in 4 years. People aren't going to vote based on what Clinton thinks or what Clinton told them to do last night. Ditto Obama. People are going to vote on what they think about what's going on in the nation and what they think the future holds. And they're going to decide who they believe is best to help the nation and their future, and it ain't going to be based on a speech. These consultants and these media types are stuck in a circle of social and professional ignorance of their own making, their own little clique, their own little universe, where they've got, I'll call it a playbook, and if there's a formula, and everybody plays by it. Everybody in the media plays by it. You can predict what's going to happen. You can predict when they're going to go to analysis. You can predict when they're going to go to the speech. You can predict what the analysis after the speech is going to be. We, on this program, go way beyond the conventions. And I don't mean the convention, I'm talking about conventional boundaries. We go way beyond the formula. And we don't get caught up in all of the sideshow stuff here that the media hopes you get caught up on. They know, by the way, in addition to all this, that if they can't convince you that what's happened the last 4 years hasn't happened, they're sunk. And the only way they can convince you it hadn't happened is to blame it on Republicans or whatever. But they can't go anywhere near Obama's record. They can't touch it. They can't talk about what he's going to do the next 4 years. They don't dare go there. They don't dare touch that. So what are they going to do? They're going to give speeches. And they're going to do analysis after the speeches. With all due respect, Alex Castellanos, this election did not end last night. The election hasn't happened. The campaign is not over. I'm sorry to put you in this position, HR. You're going to get the phone call now. Demanding equal time. You tell Alex I am equal time. He had his time on CNN. He said what he said. He meant to say it. You know, if there's so much excitement for Clinton, maybe we could sponsor a write-in. You know, Operation Chaos 4, a write-in for Bill Clinton. Well, I know he can't serve again, but it still would be fun to mess with it. Now, the New York Times, in addition to the Politico here, the not-so-great Communicator, all of a sudden Obama can't give a speech. Isn't that amazing? Hadn't given a good speech since he was elected. And the New York Times has a story by Peter Baker. Basically, they call Obama bloodless. You know what that means? If you're bloodless, if you don't have any blood, what are you? Aside from dead, you're cold. And they cite examples. There's Obama out there on a trail, and he's making speeches and campaign appearances, and people want his autograph and the rope line and so forth, and he's perfunctory with them. He's not warm. He's not engaging. He doesn't really like mixing with the hoi polloi, which is why they send Muchel out there. And by the way, I have to tell you, people talk about her wardrobe. I must confess, I was dazzled by it. I have never seen a swimsuit dress in my life. Had you ever seen one of those? That was, swimsuit dress. I was taken by it. I have never seen a swimsuit dress. Swimsuit top and a dress on the bottom. And I'm told that thing only cost $900. That Mrs. Romney's was $2,100 from Oscar de la Renta or Cuando Caliente el Sol, who I don't know, but we got to give them props whenever we give them props. Okay, I promise we're going to go to the phones, and we are. And we're going to start in Manhattan with Mike. I'm glad you called, sir. Thank you for your patience. Hello.
Mr. Limbaugh, I'm thrilled to talk to you, and thank you for everything you do.
Thank you, sir. I really do appreciate your patience. I've been waiting a long time.
No problem. So here's what I have to say. I got tired of hearing at the convention the other night that President Obama has created 4.5 million jobs.
Yeah, I know.
Okay? So I went to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and I pulled every single month for the years of 2010, 2011, and 2012. Okay? In 2010, there were 850,000 net new jobs created, of which 411,000 of them were from the census workers, the temp jobs. In 2011, 1,152,000, and in 2012 so far, 1,017,000. I didn't include 2009 because those were all losses for every month, and I give Mr. Obama the benefit of the doubt for the first year of his term.
Well, it's very compassionate. You mean there were no jobs created at all in 2009?
None. It was a negative.
But that's when the recovery started. June of 2009 is when the recovery starts, what the regime told us.
Well, that's what they claim. But my point is, why can we continue to say that 4.5 million jobs were created when it cannot be validated anywhere?
Because it's their job to lie.
But how long can they continue before somebody challenges them?
Hey, look at Debbie Blabbermouth Schultz is being challenged every day now by the media, and she doesn't care. She's continuing to lie. In fact, Anderson Cooper finally threw up his hand and said, you know what? You live in an alternate universe. He told her, you are in an alternate universe. I can't keep you just lying. And she just keeps lying. It's her job. This notion of 4.5 million jobs, it's a crock anyway, even with your math or without your math. It's a crock. The truth is we are losing jobs. There is no recovery. We are not growing the economy. This is nothing more than a distraction and a smokescreen. There's no nobody is creating a career right now. When we think of economic growth and jobs, these people think workers and hamburger flippers or whatever they can count where somebody's being paid no matter what. That's not the way we look at. We look at people investing in themselves in careers, following their passions, being entrepreneurial. It's a whole different picture, but I'm glad you ran the numbers on it because it's something I've got tired of hearing too. 4.5 million jobs, and it isn't true. Look at. I was just watching CNN, and the mayor of L.A., Antonio Villaraigosa, was on. He's the guy that ran this the vote yesterday on admitting God back, and he just lied to what's her face, Suzanne Malveaux. Is that who it was? Doesn't matter, some CNN babe. He just lied. Oh no! The vote was what it was. I just did it 3 times just to to make sure. But oh no, that was not preordained. No. Nobody protested. I don't know what you think you saw, but nobody protested what we did. He actually said that. God got booed, the vote got booed, and Villaraigosa's out there on CNN 5 minutes ago saying that didn't happen. When are people going to call it? And the CNN babe, I was reading the closed captioning, so I don't know, but I just saw her nodding her head. So I don't know that she challenged him or not. Look, that's supposed to be a 2/3 vote, and I don't care. We heard it, you heard it, we saw it. Whatever, it wasn't 2/3. It wasn't close to 2/3. The democratic process didn't matter. Barack Obama told him to put God back in there, and that's what was going to happen. He's the guy that took it out. The reference to God. It was never near 2/3 of a vote on anything there. Okay, brief time out here, folks. We'll come back, and more of your phone calls will take place.